Hey, today we're gonna just nerd out about some drums, specifically those drums back there, which are Sugar Percussion Mahogany drums. If you don't know me, I'm Tim Buell. I'm a professional drummer living in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're here in my studio talking about this kit. I've said it for a long time. I think Sugar Percussion drums are the greatest drums on the planet. I think they sound the best, and for me, they're the most fun to play. Now, that's like a totally subjective statement, so I don't think anyone else should think that. It's just what I think. So when Jefferson sent me this kit to play and get to know, I just had so much fun. And don't worry, there's gonna be a lot of playing in this video. This drum kit was made by Jefferson at Sugar Percussion, and it is a solid wood kit. The wood it's made out of is mahogany. Now, disclaimer, Jefferson did send me this kit to check out, but they're not paying me, and Sugar Percussion doesn't get to approve this video before it goes out. So whatever I say in this video is just gonna be what I think about these drums. The dimensions of the drums are a 14x6 snare drum, a 12x7 rack tom, a 14x13 floor tom, and a 20x13 kick drum. You might be thinking, wow, 12-inch, 14-inch, 20-inch kick drum, those are small drums, but these drums can sound enormous. So there's like four categories that I look at when I'm going to kind of find an instrument that I want to purchase, play, whatever. And the four categories would be like, what's it look like? Sometimes that matters a lot. Like if you're going to go on tour, you need something that matches the aesthetic of the tour you're on. But a lot of times for me, like I don't care what it looks like. The second thing is, how does it sound? This is probably the most important part to me. How does the instrument sound? Third is functionality. How easy is it to tune? How easy is it to travel with? Things like that. And then the fourth would be like, how fun is it to play? Some instruments are really hard to tune and not very functional because they're old and they're falling apart, but they're really, really fun to play. And then other instruments are really, really functional. You know, you can throw it in a road case and take it on tour, and it's not gonna, it's not gonna detune or whatever, but it's just kind of sterile and doesn't have much character and kind of boring to play. With these four categories, it's really, really hard to find an instrument that does all four, but this drum kit definitely does. Drum kit looks incredible. It's beautiful enough to just be sitting there and go, wow, that thing looks amazing. Functionality, this thing is super easy to tune. All the hardware, that's something that a lot of companies overlook is the hardware, especially like bass drum feet. I really, really like the kind of clamp that Jefferson put on these drums for the bass drum. Same with the floor tom legs. I just think a lot of companies overlook the hardware, but the hardware on these drums not only looks good, but it also functions well. These drums are extraordinarily fun to play. For me, most of the time, drums are drums. But there's something about Sugar Percussion drums that just makes me go, wow, like I want to play this kit more. Now let's talk about how they sound, because like I said, that's probably the thing I value the most with drums is how does it sound? Because at the end of the day, I have to sound good. If you want me to play on your song or go on tour with you, like I got to sound good. And these drums sound amazing. I don't think that should be any surprise. I think the thing that catches my ear first is how much low end there is with these drums. They just have a body and a warmth to them that I think is really, really hard to get. You know, like so there's some vintage drums I have that like have some low end and are cool, but they lack the like pristine, crisp high end of newer constructed drums. But then I have new constructed drums that don't quite have the same warmth and tone as vintage drums. And it's really hard to get like drums that you feel like you can really lay into and make them crack and make them sing and get them crispy while also still having low end. And these drums somehow can sound like it's like the best of both worlds. Low end and warmth for days, but also crack and presence and kind of the modern thing that, you know, new drums do. And that's just, I don't know of any other company that makes drums like that, just to be honest. Although these drums are small, I love playing smaller drums. I think that they feel better to play. But a lot of times when you do that, you kind of sacrifice big tone for smaller drums that are more playable. But these drums don't have that issue. I found that I could tune them way down and make them do like rock and roll, and then I could tune them way up and do jazz or, you know, higher tunings. And it just didn't really matter where I put them. They just like kind of sounded good. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I personally think that Sugar Percussion drums are the best drums on the planet. They record well. They're built with functionality in mind. The hardware is all great. Like they look beautiful. And I just, there aren't any better drums on the planet, I don't think.